Big Boy's Neighborhood. Kenny the Jet Smith in the neighborhood, man, inside the NBA on TNT. Welcome back to the neighborhood.
You came to my neighborhood.
Yes, I did, man. Y'all treated us very well over there.
So now I'm in your neighborhood.
Go ahead now, man. You guys got a great thing going over there with inside the NBA.
That is the epitome of having a job that doesn't feel like a job.
Man.
Like y'all know about that.
Yeah. We feel it. We hear, like, we have fun here.
All day.
And that's what I was telling the neighborhood as well. I was like, man, they have a great time.
Yes.
Were
Like,
you there
the
when
best stuff is
Shaq
off
and,
camera.
were you there when Shaq and Charles was wrestling?
Yeah, and he spanked him.
And he spanked him?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
tell Charles Barkley to put underwear on,
Yeah,
man.
he doesn't.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
There's a
wear
story
underwear
behind
on.
that.
Wait, so he does it because one of my homies Solo caught,
Listen.
like, he was like, man, that sound like hand to skin.
Commando.
Listen,
Yeah.
he and I shared the same locker room for 16 years. It was
Wow.
just he and I, and we had one locker room. And I'm like, and he's, changing. I'm like, dude, you don't wear underwear?
He also,
He does
he
not.
been
He's like-
commando
and he
back
goes,
then.
commando. I'm like,
Dookie
Yeah.
on flag.
commando.
Can you imagine at the cleaners, they're like, oh, we got to clean all this out
But
again.
no,
Charles
he is
again.
but he's you know what? He's Felix Unger of the Odd Couple. He's
He's
OCD.
a neat freak.
He's OCD, man. So like it is like scary how OCD is. Most
Really?
people would think I'm the clean, neat one, and
Yeah.
he is.
I didn't think that.
He carries.
Don't give yourself that title.
Yeah,
Nobody
so
thinks that.
everyone would think that.
Yeah.
But he walks around. He carries Lysol wipes.
Wow.
And it's
does
he's
too.
like a
After he took my
germaphobe.
picture, he probably was like, oh.
Oh no, he's got the hand sanitizers.
Like, ew.
Everything.
He wipes off stuff. If he comes in here, he'd pick up stuff off the. It's almost it's ridiculous. Because I'm the exact opposite.
Really?
I don't really care. you
Right,
know.
right.
No, my stuff is over there, and so he comes in. He's always straightening stuff up next to me, and we've been sitting next to each other and had the same locker for 17 years now.
Wow.
Like
So
brothers.
and I do it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I'm messy on
Just
purpose.
come move stuff around.
Oh, all the time.
See, yeah. Or especially if you know he gonna clean it up, I just leave it there. Be like, oh, Charles got it.
He left his wallet one day, right? And so I was joking around, and I start grabbing money out, and he started coming back, so I just put it back in. As soon as he sit down, he said, "Who's touched my wallet?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, someone touched my wallet because I keep my hundreds faced this way."
Damn.
He knew he keeps his money faced a certain way in his wallet. That's how OCD is.
Damn.
I had time to do
He
the
would have
show.
came back if he left that here. He would have been like, man, who touched my wallet? Like, why? My hundreds are gone. It's been a lot of movement
Yeah.
in the NBA.
Oh my gosh.
And when we came to do
Who he
Inside the
play for?
NBA, yeah. Now, I remember just sitting there when you guys were talking about just all the movement that happened with the Cavs that day.
Right.
And I remember Charles Barkley saying that was a good move. You
Right.
feel the same way?
Well, you don't know it's a good move until they start playing. But in terms of getting younger, they wanted to get younger to keep, the attraction of LeBron was like, we're playing year to year. Instead of playing year to year, now you have a 3 or 4 year window that you know that these guys are young enough that would be here.
Right.
So we don't have to keep changing teams out. And that's what they're going for, especially after it wasn't working. They weren't really playing great basketball. So said, you know what? We have to figure out a way to keep
But
this
they
guy
were
here.
getting there. They just, what you feel like they just wasn't winning like they thought
Yeah,
should
they
have?
weren't winning at the regularity this year, and they didn't think they could win a championship. And so they could get close, but then they would have to reconstruct the team anyway. So they're like, okay, well, we want you to know that these are the guys that you might be playing with for 4 years. Stay here because he's a free agent. And, the rumors are he's going to be on Big Boy in the morning show.
Yeah, man. What's going down? You
gonna
do
be-
hear a lot of people saying that Shaq will come to L.A. Do you think that that's a possibility?
Shaq or
I mean,
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, both the Clippers and Lakers are trying to clear space to have the opportunity to court him.
Damn.
So, they're like, we're getting enough money for flowers, for candy,
Right, yeah,
a limousine,
Yeah.
and to make sure that if he wants to come here, he'll be able to come here for sure. So
What would that do to his legacy?
Yeah.
I think it's different. When our era of growing up watching basketball, the Magic Johnson era and all of that, that was a faux pas to do something like that.
Right.
But now, this is the selfie age, and this is Instagram. This is,
The
microwave.
selfie and the selfish.
Yeah. It's microwave. Right? Nobody wants to bake anymore. They want it right now, and so it's acceptable. It's acceptable to everybody, right now to say, oh, he's gonna move again. Oh wow, great.
Yeah, he's coming to LA.
Right? Yeah, where Magic and Charles and Shaq guys like that
Get
are
the
going.
burnt jerseys from out the backyard.
Exactly.
Start rocking.
Yeah.
It's acceptable, and not like, come on, we'd be like, you scared to play against him? Like, but they don't think like that now at all.
Damn. So you feel like it could happen? Like
Without
you
question.
you wouldn't be hella surprised.
Nah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
When
I
you
wouldn't
see
be
people that get moved around like that, is it personal too? Like trades are trades and they say it's business, but could Kyrie Irving or could somebody take that personally?
I mean, think about it. Kyrie Irving went to the NBA Finals 3 years in a row, and he said, "I don't want to be here anymore."
Right. Yeah. So it was something there.
So, yeah, meaning it's okay, and it was acceptable. The guys, he left, and he went to Boston, and no one said anything really more than a week. So it's the thought process of the generation is like it's okay not to be okay,
right?
and instead of like our generation is like, no, I'm going to build it, I'm going to construct it. I'm going to keep it here, and I'm going to attract people to come to me.
Right.
You know, that's what the generation now is.
Now cats got airline tickets in their
Oh,
bag.
no, private jet.
Private jet tickets. There it is right there.
jet.
How great is that job that you guys have over there?
Oh, it's second best to playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
it's
can
second
imagine.
best. Because you're still so much involved in the game, and the difference is, like, even as a coach, you have influence, but only over your own team.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have influence over the whole league.
Right.
And, which we've learned early, you know, this is my 17th, 18th year there. But
Damn,
my first couple of years there, I used to be like, I didn't realize if I said, oh, this coach isn't doing a good job.
That it meant something.
It meant something, and he might get fired. Because then local media picks up on it, fans pick up on it, and it becomes like a movement. And, you know, people say, it's funny because I'll be walking in the street and someone will say something to me verbatim of how I said it, even with the inflection. You know what I mean? And they'll go, oh, I thought of that last night. I'm like, no, I said that 2 nights ago.
Right, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
oh, okay,
yeah,
well,
like-
maybe you did.
Yeah,
Maybe you did.
like, that's exactly
Have you
how I
ever
said it.
had a player in your 17 years with inside the NBA that's come up to you and they've been upset because of something you said?
I've had 3 guys do it over the years.
Who was it?
The first was Penny Hardaway, Kenya Martin. Those were the 2 that I felt.
What did you say and what did they say?
Yeah. The reason I remember those 2 because I admired those 2 players. I liked the way they play, but I just talked negatively about them that night. And so they took it. And so that's why I remember it. I'm like, yo, Penny Hardaway is one of my favorite dudes. Why?
Right.
Kenya Martin is a beast. And blah, blah. And they took, I think Kenya probably more important because I didn't pick them over the Lakers. The Lakers did beat them in the series, so I was right.
Yeah.
Right. But it was just more of, and I brought it back to him. I said, listen, I'm never gonna say anything about things I can't understand. I'll never say nothing about your heart. I'll never say nothing about your passion. But I could point to the film and say, yo, he didn't run back.
Right.
And that's the reason they lost.
I got
like,
you.
I'm only gonna be analytical.
Did it seem like they wanted to get physical?
No, they were upset.
Oh.
And then once I addressed it, we didn't have a problem. Kenya Martin, his son, my brother works his son out, over at
And you said
Sierra
it was 3 total?
Yeah, I can't. The third one I don't remember because those 2 really stuck in.
Right.
But I do remember 3 calls, and that was I was surprised, but then I was like, wow, the power of
Does
what's
that-
going on.
does
It
that
was like
keep you-
it was 3 o'clock in the morning. My phone's ringing.
It doesn't keep, but that didn't make you gun shy.
No, not at all.
Because it don't seem like you're gun shy now.
No, not at all. Because I know I'm not questioning your integrity. Like I know when you're not running back. You can't fool me. I know when you didn't make the rotation defensively. I know when you didn't pass the ball when the guy was open. And when I point it out, and that's the reason. And then I know if you're not capable of making that pass. So that's when it gets a little, that's in it. But if I hear guys go on TV, they're not playing with passion. You can't measure that. You can't prove that. You can't. He doesn't have the heart. You don't know that. He's in the NBA. He's one of the 327 best players in the world. How do you know he doesn't have heart? Like, stop that. Like, that's when guys take it personal. But now, in 10 years, last 10 years, 11 years, I haven't had anybody call me because they understand what I do.
I heard
Have you ever had a player come to you and try to like either butter you up or even look for advice from you?
Oh, advice all the time.
Yeah.
Because, all the time. I probably have, 10 to 15 players that I particularly talk to on a regular. I work out, like last summer, I worked out Victor Oladipo. Like, he's like, yo, I want to work out. I heard some of the things you said. What do you think about this? And we talk. Hey, what do you think about this in my life? Boom, 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 boom. And I did that to the vets too. I used to call vets and have that thing. And I always have that open policy with guys, and I'm happy for Victor. I just brought him up. He made the All-Star team for the first time.
Man, that's what I want to talk about this All-Star
Not
situation
because
that's
of
going
me,
on.
but
he probably
Take
did.
it.
I would say that. And what do you feel about the All-Star game? Just the way that the teams are now, the way that
And then how it's not East and West.
yeah,
The All-Star weekend is honestly
not about basketball. No, go ahead.
it is. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The game is and the game and everything is, but the ancillary things that go on around it are just as important because you'll have 200,000-300,000 people come into LA
Yes. So
for the All-Star weekend. But what, the Staples Center only held what, 23,000?
Yeah.
So what are those
Good
other
night.
100 and 200,000 people doing?
Them girls
250,000.
trying to get these guys with the
yeah.
jerseys on them.
No, and those guys trying to get them girls that
That's
don't have
true.
jerseys on them. Like, it's not a
Got
one-way street.
dresses.
You know what I mean? It ain't. There are male groupies. Let's
though.
keep it real.
Is it a lot of that going on in the NBA? Like you would land, and were the girls plentiful?
Well, I would imagine that in any industry, when you're one of the best at, that people admire you for that. And I always say this to like young guys, and they're like, "Man, I don't know if she likes me because I'm just playing ball." I'm like, "No, it's okay to like someone for their job. He's a doctor.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, that's cool. But if that's the only reason you like
Right.
them, then you're a groupie, male or female.
Right.
I only like you because you play basketball.
What's the difference? And I know the obvious difference, but what do male groupies do versus what female groupies do?
Well, there's guys who just like women who are in entertainment. You know, they're in entertainment, so it's a badge of honor that they're in entertainment. Or there's male guys who just want to hang out with guys because they play ball. And then they get all the ancillary things that go around it. They get tickets to the Kenny
Extra.
Smith party.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They get all of these kind of things that go on. So, yeah, that is, to me, a groupie. Because you're really just with them because they do that thing. But
That's true.
if they're a good person and all those other things, you find out these other qualities, and no, that's why I'm really hanging with them, then they're no longer in that category.
Have you seen someone in your career of professional and post-career that you seen someone and you knew that they were going to crash and burn?
Yeah. I mean, the tail signs are obvious. You know what I mean? Because let's say in sports. To be in sports, it's impossible to burn the candle on both ends. You cannot be in the nightlife consistently and be an athlete because your body is the thing that gets you to where you want to be. So how can you be up at 3 a.m. and then get up at 9 to work out and saying that you're getting enough rest for your body? So all of a sudden you start deteriorating.
Like Johnny Manziel.
Without question, you can't drink all night and get you know, it's legal. You can't smoke in LA. You know, you can't get into and be in that environment and then saying you're going to be
The best and continue, and it's not going to take away from somewhere.
So when you post in your videos, and which is even now, I'm out and I got 20 bottles, and you're like, hey, I'm like,
man,
crash and burn.
There it is. Team LeBron, Team Curry. All righty now. And the way that they put this together, how did you feel about, not really East-West or
I like that.
Okay.
I want them to change it next year though.
two?
If they're really gonna do like in the park when you pick sides, they basically that's what they did. They're like, you pick a player, now you
Right.
get to pick a player. Why don't they do that Sunday on the court,
Right.
Straight up.
like in the park? I got him.
Yeah.
I got him. I got him.
Then you
I
just
got
get
him.
your
I like
jersey
that.
right,
right
then
there.
and there.
You get your jersey right then and there.
I'd be tagging too. Well, do I get second and two?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That
But
would be
that
dope.
would be the you want an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Or you do it
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah,
That
almost
would
like
be
your
good.
way in.
Last.
Right.
Almost like
Do
your
it
way
at the day
in.
before, and then because if you really want to do that, do it. Go all the way out.
Who's
like
going to
that.
win, Steph or LeBron?
It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Do you feel like cats don't go hard?
No, you're
Because
not gonna-
why would you go hard, I guess, in an all-star game? Is it more of a risk?
It's a difference between going hard and being competitive. And over the years, they have not even been competitive.
Go ahead, say it.
I don't mind being competitive. It's kind of like if all of us went to the park and said we're going to play around and shoot around. We might not play hard, but we're going to be competitive.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not just going to let each other score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're not trying to hurt each other either.
Right. Do you feel
That's
now?
what's missing.
Do you feel now it's like, man, what are we watching
Right.
sometimes?
And that's why they changed the format. Because they're hoping that would bring competitiveness
Back into it.
back into it.
I heard
That's
that.
it.
We got an all-star weekend, bro.
Yeah.
I want to tell you straight up, man.
So
I've been
excited.
taking my protein,
Oh my God.
Fueling up.
my vitamin D, everything. I've been fueling up.
Yeah, you
for
gotta get
everything
some
that we got.
coffee,
It's
throw
ready.
throw an energy drink inside of it, and
He's
It's
ready.
a lot
5-hour
about to
stuff
go
and mix it all
down.
together.
So much.
Not just NBA All-Star Weekend, but you got a lot of the official
Yeah.
NBA All-Star Weekend stuff going on.
Yeah.
Do you know your schedule yet? What are we doing each day
Yeah.
and night that the public is invited to as well?
Well, the public should know about it, but then, even if they're not invited, I'll say that. Even if you're not invited, you're going to know about it. But I think overall for me, the biggest thing is, TNT and Turner and TBS is kind of entrusted in me to kind of be the swag bag, so to speak, or the millennial kind of feel. Like, how do I include them inside of stuff outside of the game? And so that's why that's really how my bash that that happens every Friday night started, because they were like, we're not really cool enough, and that was word for
Friday,
word.
hello,
And they were like,
didn't
"Can you
say
do it?"
So Friday is that invite only? It's gonna
That's
be a
an
lot of
invite
people
only.
invited.
Exclusive.
It's an invite only.
I like that.
It is a kind of secret location,
Right, right.
But what happened is the Players Association back in the day used to have this huge party every year, and that was the party.
Yeah.
And over the years, mine was on Friday, theirs was on Saturday, and then they stopped doing this like 7 years ago.
And you was like, y'all sure? No.
And I'm like, so this year I called and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring the official Players Association party back with mine on Friday night. So all the NBA players, the Players Association Friday night is with my party.
Damn.
Then TNT and TBS is part of it. iHeartRadio.
Hello.
Right.
iHeartRadio
Yeah,
is part
man.
of it. And so, and then Tracy Morgan has a new show called The Last OG. And he's going to be part of his whole cast. Tiffany Haddish, they all come. They'll all be there. Empire Music.
I love
my
it,
daughter
bro.
Kayla Brianna's with.
Hello.
So they're bringing in all the Empire acts as well. They're going to be in it and this is going to be the most epic because it's Los Angeles.
I cannot wait.
It's
You know
Los
what,
Angeles.
man?
So
We've been giving
It's
tickets
Hollywood.
away for that, and also we scored tickets to the official NBA All-Star game.
Hey,
through
I wonder
you,
how'd y'all
Kenny.
get those?
Through you.
Oh, the Aim House Foundation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm saying.
come on, you know
all
what it
you.
is,
No, but
man.
this is LA, and that's just why when you came to Atlanta, I was like, Big is the voice of LA.
Yes, sir.
Like it's official when he says it's official. So how do we get him there? And I was talking
Yeah.
to Doc and everybody here. I'm like, yo, listen. They were like, I'm like, no, we got to get Big there. We
Yeah.
got to get him on
So
the
we,
show.
We try to do everything.
announce
Well,
it.
could we
Gotta
do
do it.
Skype? He was like, no Skype.
No Skype. He's got to be in the studio.
No.
with us.
And I'm glad that I went, man.
Yeah,
But we're gonna
man.
have this whole weekend together, man.
Can't
And
wait.
I'm seeing
Friday
here,
night, the official All-Star Bash with the NBA Players Association, iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
JBL
And y'all-
is sponsoring it.
Man,
we have
you know I'm trying to
NBA
take off with some of that
sponsors.
JBL stuff.
Oh, we got
Can't
I got you
wait.
covered.
I
I'm
was
bringing
in there
bags
tacky.
up. I got bags coming up tomorrow.
All right,
Bags are coming
I
up
don't think
to
you
get
really do, but it
bags.
sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just got a call. Man. I didn't text. I just got a text from my guy Keenan, who runs at Diageo, the Brandon.
Yeah.
He's like, you didn't mention that Puff, French Montana, is donating all of the alcoholic beverages to
Okay.
your event,
All
and they will
right.
be in
That's a lot.
attendance.
Oh Lord,
Come
have
on,
mercy.
man.
It just
Girl.
got
Let's
me.
do it.
French Montana.
I'm excited. I
Come
can't
on,
wait.
man.
It's
over.
wait.
I don't
It's
even
over.
drink, and I'm about to be messed up. Good Lord have mercy. I guess I'm gonna have to, man. You know what I'm saying? I know
It's a
we probably
party.
did
You know
Monday
what I'm
morning.
saying? No
Yeah.
doubt.
Man.
Monday
There it
morning.
is, man.
I want everybody Saturday to wake up and go, that damn Kenny. I don't like him.
Yeah. Blame
Not
it
gonna
on
be able to
Kenny.
move.
Blame it on-
Except the players. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Don't party too much. Of course, you guys have a great show over there, man. And the chemistry, especially between you, Shaq, and Charles Barkley, is ridiculous. Now, you're here, Kenny. Now, what I have here
Oh my gosh.
is I have
Buddies.
Shaq and I have Charles Barkley.
Okay,
All
Shaq
righty.
and Charles.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand these to you.
All right.
And I'm going
This is
to
a
ask you
questionnaire?
some questions.
Oh.
Now, you don't have to
Chuck,
say
I'm sorry,
yes or
Shaq,
no.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have to
sorry, man. I know where this is going already.
Your answer would just be in you're holding up the card.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Or
righty.
what if it's both?
If it's both, you hold up
hold
both
up
both.
cards.
Okay,
You hold up
gotcha.
But you
both
can't
cards.
do both for every
No,
question.
I'm just
Right.
saying,
You
like,
gotta be
if they say,
Keep it
I
real,
don't-
too.
Yeah, you always.
if they say
like,
the person who would jump off a plane, I go, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
I don't know what the
That
question
ain't gonna be
is.
the
All right.
Smelliest breath.
Okay.
All righty now. Shaq and Sir Charles Barkley. Who
Oh, this is
passes the most gas?
Oh, no question.
Shaq.
Shaq. Oh, this is not even. That's
Shaq passes the
And
most
he
gas.
thinks it's funny. Like he's like he's 15.
Are they loud?
When we were there,
he's like,
and
yeah.
Smelly too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
When we were there that day doing Inside the NBA, there's a picture that I took with Shaq. He had a box of Krispy Kreme
Right.
under the desk.
Saw that.
Right.
So I know that he's over there throwing
Oh,
down.
no.
Is he a
Shaq-
leg lifter?
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
he's everything. He is the most inappropriate hygienist
Eh.
in terms of stuff like that. He will fart like not even and love it and
No
laugh
shame.
about it.
No shame.
And or take it and start fanning it
yeah.
towards you.
I love that. I do the same thing in our family.
No.
All righty. Who's always late? Like if you guys know you're
Wow,
damn
Shaq.
Shaq.
Two
Oh, and wait, and me.
Right. Okay, yeah. You gotta put your face up.
Gotta
Really
be
though.
real. Gotta be
and-
real.
Charles is always on time. He's OCD, as us, you know.
Yeah.
he's gonna be
Ernie's
on time.
there.
Ernie's on time. Ernie's there like at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
You know.
And we don't tape till what?
Yeah. He don't take till 7.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just had to be here early.
You know, I had to tie my shoes. You
Yeah.
never know.
Whose opinion do you agree with most?
Probably Chuck.
Sir Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll say
Until we get to social issues, but
oh my gosh, man.
But you know, we have a disagreement a lot on that. But in terms of basketball, most people wouldn't think, but he and I do think alike on basketball issues.
Oh, okay, but when it comes to social stuff,
No,
you're
no,
like,
no.
man.
Opposites.
Yeah, and
I'm from New York. He's from Alabama.
and
Enough
he'll
said.
say some crazy stuff too, man.
Yeah.
But people know how to separate what Charles say as
Right.
opposed to what's being said on Inside the NBA.
No doubt.
All righty. I'm going to ask you this one right here, man. Who was the better player in the NBA?
Better player?
Who was the better player?
Better player was Shaq,
Uh-huh.
but had to work more to be the best player. He had less to work
Charles.
with.
Really? Yeah, I
He had less
got
to
you.
work with.
Overall, though, you would say
Shaq is an abnormality in terms of he's 7'2". He can break dance.
Yeah,
He runs
man.
like a deer.
Yeah.
Like he could, he could lift a mountain.
Yes.
And then he could walk on sandpaper and not make it riffle. Like
Yeah, man.
he's got
Funny.
he's got unbelievable characteristics that a guy his size should not have. He should not be such a great dancer.
Yeah,
Should
man.
so light on his feet and so strong. Like it's incredible. Like
He
the stuff
really
he
was like his
All righty.
character in Shazam.
Between Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. All righty.
Right.
Whose breath smells the worst? When
Oh.
they lean in it.
Oh,
Damn,
that was
Shaq.
easy.
Oh my
You didn't have to
He's just
think.
stinky, huh?
Because he's just OCD.
Right.
So anything about cleanliness, Charles is always going to win.
Yeah.
Even if Shaq's breath isn't that bad, it's never going to be as good as his.
Right.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just Charles has got the spray in his mouth. He's got mints in his pockets. He's just overdoing it all the time about
Toothbrush.
cleanliness.
If you had to play a 2-on-2 game of basketball right now,
Right now,
who would be Shaq?
Charles just had 2 hip replacements.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no. So no, we're not running with Chuck.
Okay, let's rewind 20 years ago.
20 years ago, I'm still going with him.
Shaq. All righty.
I'm
Yeah,
still
see, the
going.
answer
Good
didn't change.
Yeah,
All righty.
still going with him.
Who gets the most hate mail?
Oh.
Like you get an email.
And I've written some of it.
Right, yeah.
I've written some of it for
Charles
Charles.
Barkley
No question. I've
gets
written
the
some
worst.
email. He comes in his locker and there's letters from me.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And that one was signed from Kenny the Jet Smith.
Exactly.
Who is smarter?
Ooh.
Shaquille O'Neal
Ooh, that's tough.
or Sir
That's
Charles
tough.
Barkley?
I'm gonna say, man, that's tough.
Don't
they're
say
two-
it. Hold it up. We won't say nothing.
This is tough because, and I'm gonna explain.
Uh-huh. Oh, both of them. Okay.
Because Shaq is probably more book smart. Charles is probably more logical street smart.
Ah.
So you saying Shaq not street smart?
He
No,
not from
he
the
is
streets?
street, but
But he
street
not.
smarter.
Ah.
Like Charles has a
Savvy.
more of a savvy about him. Where Shaq's gonna come in and like he's gonna go in the bank and say, "Hey, I need to make a withdrawal. I'm like, we need your ID. You need my ID? What? I'm like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Why.
Right. He's gonna go there.
All right. With that being
But
said,
he's got doctorate degrees,
Yeah,
from
that's
universities. So he does the work.
That's true.
who is more like double jointed that they suck their own, like they just they just think that they like they
What did he just say?
no like they just the
ego.
dookie like
No.
the
Their poop
ego
don't
and the
Oh, say that
they,
again now?
like they poop don't stink, like they just
I see
I'm
what
the
you're saying.
dookie.
Oh, who is that?
Yeah.
I would probably say Shaq is more.
Right.
He's more, but Charles is like right here. He like they both got a big ego.
Who is the most that would tell a kid no to a photograph?
Oh, Chuck.
Really?
Wow.
Because Chuck, and I'll say this, he will say no based on the circumstance. Like if I'm eating dinner, I might be like, okay, come on in. Charles would be like, no, I'm eating dinner right now. I'm not gonna take it.
Got it.
Like he's gonna have his rules,
Right.
and he's gonna stick with them.
His boundaries.
Charles, I mean, Shaq has, Shaka clause. He loves the, you know what I mean?
Right,
He's got the whole thing on Christmas where he's giving out. Charles is like, no, I have my rules. I don't care if you're 12 or you're 112. Like, these are my rules, and I'm going to do it. Now, I will do it for you if it was different rules.
Right, but at this moment, in this time, no.
No. He's going to be like, no, this is my rule.
Who's the most overrated? Out of Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, who is the most overrated?
In basketball or in life?
Both. Let's go basketball first.
See, I knew you. Why'd I give you more questions?
Yeah.
In basketball, the most overrated
Is you.
I'm probably the most overrated.
Really, though?
Yeah.
Out of those two.
Yeah, out of those two.
Yes, out of Shaq
Man.
and...
I don't think they're overrated, though. I think now in life...
In life, who's the most overrated?
I think that Charles, Charles is the most overrated in life in this respect. Because he's overrated in terms of his negativity as well.
Right.
They give him too much credit. Like, Charles said that, and everybody in the world is going to... No, Charles just said that. Like, the whole world ain't moving because Charles said that. You know what I mean? Like, people overrate his ability to influence.
Who's the most reliable?
Oh, that's
Chuck.
sweet.
Chuck
Now,
is
why Chuck is more reliable and why isn't Shaq?
Shaq has more... Because Shaq has great intentions, but he doesn't always follow through. Like, because everyone's pulling at him differently. And like Charles has rules. No, I'm not coming today because I told Kenny I was going to be there at 7. And Shaq is going to be like, all right, I'll meet you at 6:50. And then I'll meet Kenny at 7. And all of a sudden, he gets caught up and he's at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, yo, Shaq, where are you? You know?
I'm aware.
Well, I'm on my way. No, you're not on your way. Look, I'm watching your Instagram. You're not on your way.
Turn it off. Stop looking at it.
Hey, man, it was crazy being on set. It'd be like Kenny the Jet. Yeah, so I think y'all need to get... And then Charles Barkley, y'all need to get on down there. And then Shaq...
His voice is so deep.
We couldn't hear him.
He's like such a
Low.
mumbler.
Yeah.
I know the sound people got to be like, all right, what did he say?
Turn him up.
Who is more likely to have a naked photo of themselves in their phone?
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, no question.
Shaq.
Shaq probably got multiple versions of the naked photos.
He's
in
got
his
like a
phone.
whole
Side
album.
angle.
Oh, no question. He is like... Shaq started working out again last year. Like, he's like, I'm going to try to be a bodybuilder.
Go ahead
Oh,
now.
wow.
So
No, I'm talking about Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille. Yeah. He was like, I want to be. And he started working out like a bodybuilder, eating certain things, and he was getting a little. So every day he would show me photos of his with
progress?
no shirt on.
Man. Have you ever seen any one of them naked?
Oh, I mean, we're in the same locker room. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But
And Charles don't wear no underwear.
Oh,
and Charles
I
Owen,
guess it would be.
Yeah. And Shaq after the show, he'll work out after the show when he was on this workout in his underwear. And he'd just be in his underwear on the bike.
Just imagine
If
Shaq.
I have that on my Instagram.
If you had to
see
let
that.
one of them go today, who would you fire?
Man,
Hold it up.
I would. This is why.
Bye, Shaq.
All right.
I got to fire Shaq.
Okay.
Only because he's the fire starter. He started it all.
Right, I got
He
you.
started it all with us.
I got you.
If it wasn't for me, Ernie, myself, and Charles, there wouldn't be a Shaq on the show.
Right.
So I would have to get rid of
Shaq.
Fair enough.
All righty, good enough reasons for me.
And then,
All
I
right.
wouldn't have to worry about the fart and the naked pictures.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Without problem.
and working out in your underwear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude.
Things you just can't erase from your memory.
Who do you think in their career knocked down the most women?
Ooh. I see. That's a
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a dangerous comment.
Yeah, you better lead those down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
better
this:
sit down.
who had the most opportunity?
Who had? Okay,
There you
yeah,
go.
that's one way to
Okay.
keep a
The better.
friendship.
It doesn't
going,
mean
too.
doesn't they actually
They actually
follow through?
acted on it.
Right,
There you
right.
go.
But I would say the most opportunity. No. I didn't get up.
Girl, go ahead now. You're just stretching your leg
I was
out.
just stretching my legs. It would be like, I would say Shaq,
Shaq, the most
had the most
opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Because of Los Angeles.
And yeah, L.A. Not great basketball
A single
player.
guy in LA and a single
rapper.
guy in Philly is different.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean? A single famous guy
Mm-hmm.
in LA and a single famous guy in Philly are two different things.
Kenny LeVar Ball recently said or
Ooh, I
warned
wanted
the
this one too.
Lakers
Yeah.
that if they do not take all three of his sons, that Lonzo will not return to the Lakers because he wants all three of his sons on one NBA team. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Oh my God, I had that one too. I should have gone. Oh man.
Man, I would like my sons to play on one
Right.
team. Like, who doesn't? But you can't hold people hostage because I think that's that's wishful thinking on his part. I could see why he would want that. That would be great for a dad to say that.
Right.
oh,
Could
my-
LeBron even say, "I want my cousins"?
Yeah, I
With
would
me.
say
Cavaliers?
it's wishful thinking.
Right.
But it's also disrespectful. And I say it in this way: it's disrespectful to the NBA because there's only 327 jobs in the NBA, and to get one of them is such a privilege. It's degrading to say that if they're not part of one thing, then it's not special.
Right.
Because to say that it's not special to be in Sacramento or it's not special to play in New York or it's not special to play in Cleveland with LeBron is disrespectful in a way. But I understand his wishful thinking, but he doesn't have to be disrespectful while he's thinking it. And that to me is and if my son was averaging a triple-double when we were in the third seed or second seed in the NBA and I said that it has validity, but some people might be going, well, he ain't really playing that well.
Right.
Let him go. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Pretty
not
much.
playing that well.
And my thing is if it's not the Lakers, is there any team that would say, yes, I want all three Ball brothers?
Well, the other two haven't
Professional.
proven. The only other two haven't proven that they're
Has Zoe
NBA
proven
worthy.
yet? As far as like,
Well, he's proven that he's NBA worthy.
right.
But he hasn't. The other two have not proven that they're even NBA
Right.
worthy yet. Now, I'm not saying they won't be, but they haven't proven that yet. And they're, when you're 16 years old, or you're in Lithuania or whatever they are. I mean, I averaged 30 points in high school. Like every NBA player averaged 30 points in high school. That's not a big deal. There's a lot of people who average 30 points.
Right.
Averaging 15 in Lithuania, that's not a big deal. Like yet. Until they become a big deal and make itself worthy, then he could even make some claims. But I think that's disrespectful, but it's wishful thinking.
I heard that.
All right, I want to know your prediction this year. Who's going to win the championship?
Come on now, Natalia. Hello.
Well, it's going to be in the state of California. It just won't be in Los Angeles. It's going to be up the coast.
Yes.
Golden
Golden
State,
State.
man. It's like
you think
you.
Golden State again, huh?
because everybody
what do you
made
know?
a million moves over trade deadline, and you know what they did?
Nothing.
Absolutely
Solid.
nothing. They was
They
like
solid.
they let the players coach each other. They were like, in the last
that
game.
about?
You see that? They let
like,
the players
yeah.
coach each other last
Yeah, out
game.
there in flip flops.
crazy.
Then you see those in Gucci slides.
Like, I'm
I was
like, they are not worried about the NBA right now. The NBA does have to worry about them. They are the best team in basketball.
Who's going to go up against them? do you
Eastern
think so?
Conference. Cleveland does have a chance to be in the
Okay.
finals. I do like
Celtics.
Toronto too. Toronto has a chance.
Let me ask you this: for Los Angeles,
Right.
if the engine, and I asked you this before, if the engine is out of our parade bus,
For sure.
what year do we put the engine back into our parade bus?
Well, it could happen next year.
Oh, really?
If you get
2019?
if you get the right two free agents,
Yeah.
it could where Los Angeles and the Clippers are vying themselves to have opportunities to get him. But if you as it's constructed now, we be on big be like. Granddaddy, big boy in the morning. The Lakers about to go. We gonna be like Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Yeah.
We gonna be like Philadelphia Eagles. My great grandfather was waiting for this moment.
I remember.
No.
Man.
But they have an opportunity. Magic and Robert Lincoln said, look, all this waiting for guys, waiting for Ball, waiting for Randall, waiting for Ingram. It's good. But we're going to bring 2 or 3 guys in here who they can mimic and play like and see what a superstar is, because these guys are not that yet. Not saying that they can't be, but they are not yet.
Right.
And so we're going to bring in 2 guys who are superstars.
And we need some today's
and we
market
need it
value.
today. And Magic's like, I'm not waiting. Rob is like, I'm not waiting. Do it now.
Now, what we're going to do here, man, is that we're going to get into a round of neighborhood playoffs. And you were saying how you heard the one with the NBA,
God.
the spelling bee. And that was Ide who couldn't spell perimeter and just
Jesus.
completely fell off.
But you spelled possession, didn't you?
I did. I
He
spelled
did.
it
Spelled
right.
possession.
Yeah, you
so
spelled it
he
correctly.
partied
He
with
did.
that.
I just remember
Did you do
S's.
flagrant?
Yes, I did.
You
and I
spelled
got the point.
flagrant
Yes,
correct?
I
Okay.
did.
Let's
just
And then
forget
when-
about me.
Natalia.
Yeah,
Forget
man.
about me.
But you know what? It's a new day.
Yes, it
Alrighty,
is.
and Kenny the
It
Jet
is.
Smith is in the neighborhood.
Is this a competition or I'm
Hell
just
yeah,
doing it by
it is.
myself?
No, you're going to help each one of them
Help
out.
me,
Yeah, so
especially
you're
me.
going to help
Okay,
each
all
one of them out. So right now we're playing another round of neighborhood playoffs.
Okay.
Get
You
it.
guys go ahead, hit us up on the phone or via social
us
media
up.
and vote for who you think will win today. Now, today, each sidekick will play with Kenny the Jet Smith
Got y'all.
as their
Hell yeah.
partner. Alrighty, and that means you're helping all teams.
Okay.
Now, for those as if you're keeping score, which we are, you know what I'm saying?
He said, which we are.
Unfortunately.
Natalias. The Natalias
Go
are
ahead.
1-0 right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Alrighty, the anonymous beer
Yes!
drinkers with Louis
Let's
G
get it.
are 1-0 right now. And the team Lil Snacks with Ide are
your
0
team,
and
Lil Snacks?
1.
Little snacks. I
Little
need you to
snacks.
help me
Yeah.
the
I got you.
most.
All
I need the
Alrighty.
most help.
Okay.
Yeah, so you heard her completely fall off. You know what I'm
You
saying?
didn't spell perimeter.
It was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the past
spelled
though.
perimeter.
She the only person that had perimeter and put a Z in it. I was like,
I
where do you
didn't put a Z in it.
She like the Z not silent, B?
Bananas?
Yeah, she like, yeah. And then what did you say? You should have saw just off air. She had
God.
spelled flagrant.
Yeah.
Here we
Man,
go.
she put all kind of E's in there. It was flagrant.
Flag rent.
Yeah.
Long
Flag
Beach Unified
rent.
School
Yeah.
District, all right?
Don't
I
blame,
moved the
don't blame it on
lag.
don't
Long
blame the
Beach
school
Unified
system
School
on
District. Alrighty, so this is what we're gonna do, man. Now today's playoff game is beat the clock. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with
Get it.
Team Lil Snacks first.
All right.
We're gonna
Slide
put
it
Get me on the board,
10
Kenny.
seconds on the clock. All right.
10. Oh, we get in it.
So
You're
and
gonna lead, okay?
And you're gonna
No, you're
help
gonna
her out
lead.
with
I'm gonna
this.
help.
All
No,
right.
no.
No, you have to lead.
I need a lot of help.
Right.
Lead
if
help.
I'm leading, it's just really me against
Lead help. Okay, just do it.
Right.
Let's go.
So
Alrighty,
complicated.
so this is what we're gonna do. 10 seconds are on the clock. Alrighty. Team Lil Snacks. All right. Now I think you probably may help her a little bit more with this one, Kenny.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
I'm gonna
as
let
I'm
you do it.
looking, you probably may know this better. Alrighty. In 10 seconds, with 10 seconds on the clock, you gotta name the 10 worst teams in the NBA.
Right now?
Yes, your time
10 worst teams?
begins now.
10?
Lakers, Clippers,
Sacramento.
Celtics?
No,
They're
no.
not- No? Help me out!
You can't name 10. I can name 3.
Man.
Wow.
Man.
But no help.
When is your
I
deal
need
up with
2.
inside the NBA?
Because
When is your
no,
contract
that
up?
is an unfair bias. That is an SAT right there. That is a biased question.
You
to an
didn't help
NBA
me.
player?
Because,
And a-
yes, because when you get to 10, the 10th worst team might be in the playoffs. That is a biased SAT
Man.
But
question.
here's the thing:
Nah,
you
you're
didn't
crazy.
get to. You guys
We got-
didn't
You
get
didn't
to
even get
10.
to
I
5.
thought you were going to say the 3 worst teams.
You left me hanging.
Man.
But no, but
I had so much confidence in you. I was like, for sure, I'm gonna get on the
Dude,
board.
I
with
that is
Kenny.
not
can't
fair.
believe-
That is a
Wow.
that is a
I
biased
did the most
question.
work.
And you've been on inside the NBA for how many years?
No.
I need to
17?
rethink this.
That's like saying the worst. What are the worst Emmy Award winners? Like
should've
no,
just said
like
it.
no.
But you know what? If we
Good.
were in
For
that
me.
field of the Emmy Awards,
No,
we would
that's-
name 10 off the top.
But the
Yeah,
top-
just to win.
Number 10 is probably in the playoffs. That's not a worst
This
team.
is a
But it is the worst
competition.
team out of the 10.
no,
Yeah,
it
that's true.
isn't.
Okay, well, there
That's
it is.
biased.
All right.
Right.
If you
Biased.
Now I'm
Sacramento.
chewing
if you
up.
That's
told me to
unfair.
name 10 of the worst radio stations or disc
that's
jockeys,
different.
I'm good.
All right,
I
name
got
3.
those. I ain't
Name
gonna do
3.
that because
Gosh, Kenny.
Name 3 in 10 seconds.
because that go viral. You know what I'm saying? But you know who you are.
You're like WH.
Yeah. Kenny the Jet Smith,
Man.
ladies and gentlemen.
What the
He's
hell?
in the neighborhood inside the NBA.
Don't take that loss.
Team Little Snacks
I
just
have
took
to.
a loss.
Don't take that
I
loss.
have to.
10
You gave
seconds
me
on
that
the
L.
clock. Man, all
I
right.
wish you would have stepped up for me, but you didn't. You just left me hanging.
See, that's why I know you're in last now.
Can't
So you're
count
not a
on
good
you.
teammate.
Let me tell you,
You wanted to help me
we
out.
had them in 10 seconds name 10 of the worst NBA teams.
Yeah.
Now, if I would have said name 10 of the worst ballet dancers, I would think you wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
that's
know
true.
that.
You
But
know.
10 of the worst NBA teams,
But-
Kenny the Jet Smith.
No, but they change daily too.
All right, well, you should have
could've
named
gone for
today then.
Gosh.
Well, I didn't look at the thing today. I came up here. It's early in the morning.
All right,
All
he's
these
arguing.
excuses.
So funny, dog.
He's arguing. All righty now. So let's go
Put him
ahead
on the
now.
bench.
Name the 17 worst teams. Come on, man. Put
him on the bench.
We just
not
asked
a
for 10.
question.
Hey, you gave us 4 good
3
ones.
worst is a question.
Right, okay. Well, 5 would have been the worst. You need to make it to 5, all right? So I don't know why you're arguing. All right, today's playoff game is Beat the Clock, all right? Now we are going to the anonymous
Yes.
beer drinkers.
Let's get this, Kenny.
And just from this last thing, you should probably be nervous.
Yeah.
All righty? 10 seconds
I
are
got
on the
you.
clock. Louis G
All right, here
and
we
the
go.
anonymous beer drinkers.
get it.
All righty now. Together,
Yes.
Louis G and Kenny the Jet Smith in 10 seconds. All righty? You got a name. Kenny, you got this one.
Come on,
In
Kenny.
10 seconds,
easy.
you got to name 10 of the worst NBA announcers.
Oh, that's easy.
Your time
go.
begins now.
Everyone on ESPN. That's it.
You need
You need to name names.
Everyone
10
on ESPN
names.
is the worst.
Drop names.
No, I just did.
Everybody.
Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy.
Wow.
Oh, that's 10
Came in with one. He said Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson.
Wow.
I love Mark. That's why I said it.
Man.
ESPN.
You need to
All
get
righty,
benched.
so
That
let me
was-
see. We
that
had
a-
You
10
just said
seconds
you
on the
wouldn't
clock.
name 3 of the worst disc jockeys in radio that has syndicated shows.
Syndicated shows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
All righty.
don't want to answer.
So,
Mark,
there it
you know I
is.
love you, man. I just
Yeah,
want to
we
say your
took that
name
L.
on the-
You
on the
said
team.
it.
Man, yeah, you took that L. So
Oh,
the
my
anonymous
gosh.
beer drinkers,
It's
once
all good,
again,
Kenny.
Kenny the Jet Smith
these are weak
has come
questions,
in
man.
and
Yeah.
Biased.
really
You're
is
not.
it-
You're the one not giving the right answers.
That's biased.
All right.
Damn.
Okay. Well, there it is. Now he's
Wow,
all
that's a
mad.
weak
You know what I'm
question.
saying?
I don't
All
want to
right.
play.
Howdy.
Well, we are now at the
Come on,
Natalia's.
I'm going to step up.
Yeah,
All
I
righty.
need you to
Wow.
pump it up.
Now you want to step up?
In the
I'm the one that didn't have
Step
any points
up.
on the
All
board.
righty now.
You know
I'm a
how
fourth
this game
quarter player.
is. You know how this game is.
I
Today's
shoot better than
playoff
that.
game
This is what we're gonna
is
do.
beat the clock.
Okay.
We're going to
Okay.
put 10 seconds on the clock. All righty? Now,
I'm so nervous.
here we go. 10 seconds on the clock.
Oh, my
In
God.
10 seconds, Natalia and Kenny the Jet Smith
Yes.
name 2 popular tennis shoe brands. Your time begins now.
Jordan, Nike, Adidas.
Oh, that's it. They got it.
What? That's not real.
That wasn't real.
Natalia got so excited. You should have seen her face when you said 2.
Hey, dude, they looked at each other like,
We
what?
got this.
All righty now. No, your 10 seconds are on the clock
okay,
now.
okay.
All righty
Oh, my
now.
gosh.
In 10
Name
seconds.
Kenny's first name.
In 10 seconds. All righty. Kenny the Jet Smith. Natalia, you got to name 10 of the worst NBA players.
Just name players.
Your time
Do it.
begins
I'm not doing that.
now.
LeBron, Kevin Love, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, DeRozan, Klay Thompson, Giannis, and
You
You're one
almost
away.
had it.
Hey, and her worst could be the worst.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, that was good.
You almost had
it. You know what? That was actually my fault.
What happened to the 6 man?
You didn't even say
That
anything.
was my fault.
You didn't even say a word.
Because you went with the best players, knowing that people would say they're not the worst, and I could have just joined in.
Yeah.
That is my
You're
bad.
not a team player.
But you know what,
Exactly.
though? We
You're
got to
not a
give
team
it to you,
player.
bro. You're
That was
consistent
my-
on your
that was-
L's, though. You're very
Straight L's.
consistent.
No, I didn't.
Now,
Those two wasn't my fault.
Now,
that was my
No,
fault.
all of them were your
When we
fault,
bring someone
actually.
in and we say we're going to put 1 second on the clock to name one of the worst people that helped in neighborhood
They're gonna be
playoffs,
like,
they're going to be like, Kenny Jet Smith.
No.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm better by myself.
Oh.
So can I have one by myself?
Yes.
Okay, without
What
the-
do you mean?
Give
Without-
us a simple
if
one.
you
I wanna
don't
be-
get, if
I-
listen, if you
Oh, you
don't
wanna be on
get
our
this
team
one by
tomorrow?
yourself, you got to buy all of us Jordans.
Done deal.
All righty, here we go.
Okay.
So
Wait, no, wait.
We're
I
going to
got
put
it. This
10
question
seconds
might
on the
just
clock.
go
And this be
crazy.
NBA as well.
Okay.
All righty, 10 seconds on the
Here we
clock.
go.
All righty, in 10 seconds, Kenny the Jet Smith.
Okay.
Name 10 of the worst
Okay.
officials in the NBA. Your time begins now.
Mike Mathis, Bob Delaney, Screen Hole, Block Hall, D-Lay, Hold D Next, Televisit, Michael.
Wow.
Sorry, I
Did you
turned
say
that up so loud.
Wait, time out. Look, I did the Kaiser Zose. Those aren't names. I was reading the thing on that. I was reading the telephone.
Hey, man.
I was reading it like signs in here. I was like, press record. Big laugh. Big laugh. Premier Network. I was just reading stuff.
I was going to tell you could have just named anyone because we wouldn't have.
I was down.
I was just trying to
be like Kurt Alexander. Like, hold on, that's me.
Family members. We would have been
oh my God. I was just
Michael Smith.
Right.
We were down in him too.
Kenny the Airplane Smith. Jones Smith. Like all
Y'all
the
were like
Smiths.
counting. She's like 8.
Yeah. Well, I'm a size 13.
I was like,
I believe you until you said television.
I said screen hold.
Yeah.
Block all.
Yeah.
She's right. Oh my God.
Beats by Dre.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be one of those reservoir dogs.
I got y'all.
I'm an 18.
All right, well, I'm a size 13. All righty, there it is right there, man. So right now, as we look at the Natalias are, you got another, so what's that put you at?
1-1.
1-1 right now. And that also puts you at 0-2.
0-2.
Sorry about that, Ide. And
We'll make
you
a
are
comeback.
now 1-1, Luigi.
man.
All righty,
Thanks a
well,
lot.
Kenny the Jet Smith, thank you for coming in, man, and
helping us.
Ruining
totally
it.
helping them. Kenny the Jet Smith in the neighborhood. Definitely want to thank you for coming into the neighborhood and
Thank
hanging out with
you.
us,
Lovely
man.
that you're here.
Fun.
Excited.
Enjoy what you're doing, man. And
All-Star
also, we got
weekend,
an
man.
all-star weekend that is
Yes.
going to be
Turn up.
ridiculous
Yes.
in LA as well,
Shout
man.
out.
So
Shout out.
that should be beautiful.
Yes.
And log on to our, because it's so much that we we can't even
So
hit.
much.
But real923la.com, and that'll give you the full schedule.
Can I shout
of
out
where
some
we're going to
people?
be? Please do.
I do want to shout out iHeartRadio.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to shout out JBL for being a big sponsor for the last 3 years. I do want to shout out TNT and TBS
Yes.
being part of this. Empire Records. Want to shout out Kayla Brianna because her music's coming
Hey.
out.
And who's Kayla Brianna?
Oh, well, she just happens to be my daughter.
Go
but,
ahead now.
You know,
But-
I'm not the star in the family anymore, and but I'm cool with that.
I heard that.
But her album and music is coming out in the next 2 weeks, so I'm excited for her. She's on tour with K Michelle.
Oh,
Get it.
hello.
Yeah, she's on tour with K Michelle right now, so she's excited, taking a break from that to come back for All-Star Weekend. So shout out to K Michelle, shout out to Kayla Brianna.
Let's do it.
Did you do what's my other man's name? Keenan.
Keenan, when all the brands
Okay.
at Diageo, Keenan
Okay.
Towns.
There
man.
it is. I don't want him texting.
Yeah, he gonna be texting me. Shout out
Gotta
Giddy,
get everybody.
French Montana, and DJ Khaled. Thank y'all.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. So we will see everybody this weekend for
See you.
NBA All-Star.
Get some rest
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, because
I
once
told
it
you.
hits Thursday night, it's no sleep till Brooklyn.
There it is. Hello. No sleep to Los Angeles, ladies and
Uh-huh.
gentlemen. There it is right there. Big Boy
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.